Welcome to another edition of From a Third Eye View on Pi Radio, hosted by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. And I'm here with my two regular co-hosts, who I'll let introduce themselves.
Yeah, it's me, JV.
Mister, I've seen more in the night than you've seen in your life.
Yo, what happened to the energy straw, innit? Normally you just come in there bouncing and things like that.
Oh, I'm going to be bouncing soon.
Alright, okay, innit? And let's not forget as well, even though he has become a regular on the show, he is still a very, very, very special guest. So shout out to the bro,
Special
Mr. Aaron
guest?
Utd. Don't know, innit? Give it
Yes,
up for him.
sir.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Happy to be back, man.
Yeah, man, it's great to have you back. Your channel's doing well. Make sure you go subscribe to Mr. Aaron Utd, his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And also, you was on MUTV, which we will get into shortly, but
Yes.
congratulations on that as well.
Thank
Don't
you.
round of applause for that as well.
Round of applause, man.
I've been on
Yes,
MUTV
yes,
and
yes.
that, you get me? It's good to see. It's good to see.
Salute.
Good to see, and salute to all the listeners. But yeah, go on, Strong. You said you wanted to kick something off.
Yeah. So about 2 weeks ago, I got a message from a girl that I know who, basically a guy who she grew up with was diagnosed with terminal cancer. Was listening to the show, so I promised that I'd shout him out. Obviously, I was at the West Ham game last week. Unfortunately, he's passed away, so I just want to say, because I know his family and stuff like that are listening, so obviously rest in peace to Damien Nixon. Obviously thinking of your friends and family, but yeah, I just wanted to start off like that, innit, because I know he was listening to the show, innit, so.
Oh man, rest in peace.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
Yeah,
all the
rest in
listeners of the
peace.
show,
Yeah,
man.
Prayers up to the
Serious
family,
shout out
man.
to all the listeners. And like you
Yeah.
said, our condolences from everybody here and from a Third Eye View on
Yeah,
Pi
man.
Radio to
Stuff
the
out
families.
there
You know
that's
what I mean?
bigger than football people.
There is stuff
Definitely,
that, yeah,
man.
there is stuff, and that is
Definitely.
definitely one of them. And how was it, Stro? Tell me. That's why people, as you know, that's why Stro was missing. He was at the Liverpool West Ham game.
Frustrating.
Why was it frustrating?
I'll come on to it when we discuss the Watford game, but it's similar patterns, just
Okay.
irritating.
So I'm guessing before we go into it, the Watford game wasn't really a shock for you or anything like that.
No, not after the West Ham game.
Okay.
Having witnessed it firsthand, not after definitely not.
Okay, fair enough. All right then. So what game do you want to start on? Do you want to start with United Everton? Is that where we're going?
Let's do this, man.
Yeah, you're gonna say, okay, Aaron's the guest, so
do
we'll
this.
go with
I've
that.
got
You know
something.
what, Aaron? Since you're the guest, man, I'll let you kick it off. Let you kick it off with your thoughts about
There you go.
your first thoughts on the game.
I've got an interesting stat, but yeah, my thoughts on the game was it's another opportunity missed, isn't it? Another opportunity missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to get into it now.
Yeah, go on.
So I'm just going to, I've got a stat here, yeah, that I called the United bottle stat. Right?
Oh, boy.
I call it the United bottle stat, okay? So this is a series of games where Chelsea dropped points, and the game after that, we've had the opportunity to get into top four. Yeah, we've had the opportunity to get into top four, get close, and we bottled it, right? Game week 13, Chelsea lost to Man City 2-1. We drew against Sheffield.
Yeah.
Game week 14, Chelsea lost to West Ham. We drew to Aston Villa. Game week 17, Chelsea lost to Bournemouth. We drew to Everton at home. Game week 21, Chelsea lost to Brighton. Chelsea drew with Brighton, and we lost to Arsenal. Game week 23, Chelsea lost to Newcastle. We lost to Liverpool. Game week 24, Chelsea drew with Arsenal. We lost to Burnley. Game week 25, Chelsea drew with Leicester and we drew with Wolves at home. And game week 28, Chelsea drew with Bournemouth, and then yesterday we drew with Everton. So that's 8 games where we've had the opportunity to get into top 4, get close, and we didn't do it.
That's that. You know what? Yeah, 8 games.
8 games.
But that's what 21 points.
Yeah.
Great, good maths. Because I'm
20
struggling.
That's
I ain't gonna
quick
lie,
maths.
My maths is
Quick,
terrible.
yo,
I was
shout out Mr.
struggling.
Everybody.
Quick maths.
Teacher there, yeah. Pow.
Wait,
So that's 21
threes.
points that we
Yeah,
could have
go on.
had on top of the 41 that we got now?
Yeah.
42?
And I'd say apart from the Liverpool,
Yeah.
every match on there we should probably win.
Exactly.
every match is winnable. Yeah.
Every match.
Yeah,
Even the Arsenal
Liverpool-
game was winnable.
Yeah, the Liverpool game we could have won that game if things panned out differently.
And it's
But
actually
that's
not
obviously
even,
a
I've just
harder
been
game.
thinking about it. It's actually not even 21 points, it's 24. 8 threes is 24.
There you go.
8 threes is
Well, nah,
24.
unshout out, Mr. Everybody.
Hey, people, we talk football, but mass
And just
struggle
talk
with
that back, you get me?
That's why, if you are watching this on YouTube or listening live, that's why I was quiet for a second because I was figuring out the
Yeah.
maths in my head.
Man, I'm a bit old, yeah? Man left school.
Man was making the
I didn't-
short.
I didn't finish year 11 and that, but that's another story, yeah?
That's another story. But yeah, so that, like you stated, back onto the football, it's 24 points that are available. And like you said, it's not even like it's tough games. It's not like it's away at the Bridge. It's away at Anfield.
Yeah.
It's away at the Etihad. it's away.
The funny thing is, them games that you just said, we've won them. We won away at the bridge. We won at the Etihad.
At the Etihad, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So it's really frustrating, man, to know that we've had 8 opportunities to get points and get close to top 4, get in the top 4, and we just didn't do it. So to me, it's clear that we just don't want top 4. We don't seem to want it. Even with a guy like Bruno, who everything went through, by the way, yesterday. Yeah. I mean, I was at the game. I was at Goodison, and I was in the home end, by the way, with Nudin. And funny story. Funny story.
Wait, you weren't in the Gladys Street end, were you? Was you? Are you crazy?
Go on, what happened? Tell the funny story. Go on. I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
So we're in there, innit?
Yeah.
And Bruno Fernandes scores, and Nudin goes, "Yellow." And then he goes, and then he does that, and then he goes, "What's Sidibe doing?" So then, at half time, obviously people didn't clock because there was some empty seats, by the way, as well. So people didn't really clock because there was some empty seats around us. So we go down to get a drink for half time. We go back up the stairs to get to our seats, and there's a guy that recognized us, and he looks at Nudin and he goes, "You should be there." And then he sees me and he goes, "You too." And he's pointing at the away end, by the way. He's like, "You guys should be there." But yeah, man.
Ended up in the away end? In the home end, sorry.
Saeed knows someone who works, I think he's security for the players or something.
Okay.
And he patted him up with some tickets, and because we couldn't get tickets for the away end.
So what, he couldn't have got you any safer seats than the Gladys Street end?
Yeah, just put you in on a hooligan.
Is that
To be fair, I don't even know what the name of the stand was called, to be honest.
Have you not seen it? So the Gladys Street end is, if you go back and type in when Everton won Europa League, when they played Lyon, that's when the Lyon players start getting punched by the fans behind the goal. That's the Gladys Street end.
No, that wasn't the end that we were... Nah, that's not the end that we were in.
Oh, you're safe.
It wasn't.
That's fine.
It wasn't, no, it wasn't.
You don't ever want to be
glad that you and Norton made it out.
Glad you were in there.
Yeah, my mistake. We weren't in there. But watching the game yesterday at Goodison, everything just went through Bruno. If he's not asking for the ball, no one's doing it. If he's not moving, no one's doing it. If he's not pointing at you and saying move there, no one has the intelligence to do it by themselves. Everything just went through him, and that just goes back to what we were saying the other time, that we rely on one player with individual brilliance.
That's us.
If that player is out, let's say a Bruno Fernandes gets a little knock and he's injured. What the hell are we gonna do?
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
that was the point we made last time. It was with Rashford. Wasn't it?
There you go.
But not even that though, because teams are going to start setting up where they're going to have someone like what Herrera used to do to Hazard.
To Hazard, man marking
him. From the next match. The next match that will happen.
They're literally just going to go follow him.
Or they're just that, like you said, follow him or doubling up on him.
There you go.
Or what happens if he does get injured or he does drop off form because his form's not going to continue like that. He's going to have bad games. And it's like, then what? But like I've been saying, the 99% of our goals are individual brilliance. We rely on somebody to do something magical.
There you go.
We rely on the goal. I reckon Pickford should have saved it.
He should have. 100%. Yeah, he should have saved that.
But he should have saved it.
I think the way he struck the ball and how he was, I think he caught him off guard. I think any other, don't get me wrong, any other goalkeeper, top 8 goalkeeper saves that. We've already spoke about Pickford and his mistakes.
I've said this many a time on this show, as we say on every show. You know what I mean? He's always got a mistake in him. That's what he reminds me of. Yeah. He's like a David Luiz goalkeeper. Yeah. He reminds me of that. Like, mistake tight as Bramble. Them ones where you know if you just have enough shots, put the ball around him, he's going to do something.
As good as they are, you know there's always
he's going to do something. Because to me, I thought, great strike. Obviously, I celebrated the goal and everything. Mad. Because I'm glad Fernandes has continued his good form. But then when I seen it back, I'm like, it wasn't exactly in the corner.
Yeah, that's what
it's gone under his hand.
When I seen it first,
it's shocking.
That's why I say
it first. I thought it was right in the corner.
Yeah, you would think that.
Like,
he should have saved that. Yeah. Should have saved that.
I know we're here at pace, but that's true. Go on, Stro.
Just to be honest, like as a neutral, I quite enjoyed the game. It was quite open, and to be honest, there's a few things I wanted to look at. So I wanted to see how Calvert-Lewin did against someone like Maguire.
Brilliant player, by the way.
Yeah, because this is what I'm coming on to. I think genuinely he should be part of the Euro squad. If Rashford is injured, I think he should be going.
I definitely agree.
Especially under this current form. And I wanted to see that, but then I see McTominay was back, so I wanted to see how McTominay did, and I thought he did really well.
Yeah.
I wanted to see, I've not really seen much, although I watched him a lot when he was at Portugal. Yeah. And obviously I know he's made a big impact since he's come. I wanted to watch a full 90 minutes of Bruno Fernandes. Phenomenal player.
Impressed, which makes you think every time there's a positive with United, there's always a negative because it's like, yes, we signed him in January, great player. Why was he not signed in the summer?
Because
it's a no-brainer.
Because we didn't want to pay the money.
It's a no-brainer.
That's the problem.
Like, this guy's
Didn't
come
want
in
to pay the
already.
money.
Imagine
the whole
him.
season changes.
The whole
With
season.
him, there you go.
that whole season, you're top 3 right now.
Imagine him with a fit Rashford, the way Rashford was
Oh
playing.
my God.
Him with a fit Rashford
And you throw him
and
next.
a Pogba without his head turned because the rest of the team's been shocking all season. That's a different team.
It's bad, especially with you add in Fred's form as well.
Yeah.
Then with Martial.
But there's the other thing now. If we get Bruno in the summer, does Fred play as much?
No, because he stumbled. Because Ollie,
Do you get what I'm
that's
saying?
why I don't give Ollie. I give Ollie like little credit for Fred's form because he stumbled across that.
Yeah.
It's like you were the only guy.
He's
play
not.
you.
He's not give. You know what? If he had give Fred the same amount of faith as he's give, say, a Pereira,
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
then that would be like, okay, right, yeah.
Yep.
It would pay off.
he's
Yeah,
never
it would
done
pay
that.
dividends.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, back onto Calvert-Lewin because obviously we spoke on him when we did the Everton segment and Ancelotti's turned him into a prolific striker. I think that's like 10 and 13
You know
or
what?
something
Big
like
up
that.
Calvert-Lewin.
Big up to him, man,
I've
honestly.
gotta say, I
Honestly.
think we speak about him every week now. I think we speak
think we
about
do.
Calvert-Lewin probably if every week. If not, it's like every one out of 2 shows.
I
Yeah.
think because we respect, obviously being a United fan, I like Everton and friend. Enemy of the enemy is my friend and all that. So I've got a lot of time for Everton. Big, how can you not like Ancelotti or respect what he's done?
Oh, definitely.
And then
yeah.
you see the upturn in form and the system and someone like Calvert-Lewin who you don't talk about as a prolific striker.
It's
But
not-
but-
he's got 10 and 13.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, not just that though, it's his work off the ball. Like,
it's hard working.
the leap on that boy. Jesus.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Oh my
I
lord.
think his granddad was a salmon.
My man could compete in the Olympics at the high jump, swear down. Like, his leap's a joke. He's
Yeah.
got good pace. He's got unbelievable hold-up play. And you can tell that Ancelotti's worked on aspects of the game which he needed improving on. Because and we've spoke about this several times, that's what a good manager does. He pinpoints where your weaknesses are. Right, let's work on them. Let's make you an overall good player. And now, to me, he's a no-brainer for the England squad.
I think he
Got
might
to be
even,
there.
if no one's back, if you're Rashford's, well, I don't think Rashford's going to be back at all.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think, like I said on last week's show, if you want to take a half-fit Harry Kane, you know what I mean? You might as well take, someone's granddad or something. You know what I mean? I think, like I said, Harry Kane can't run anyway. So a half-fit Harry Kane, there's nothing there. You know what I mean?
I think at international they should be done with that because England have enough options behind Harry Kane to the point where you have to take a
100%.
half it in.
Literally,
100%, yeah.
if you tell me in the summer we could have a front three of Sterling, Sancho, and Calvert-Lewin, I'd go for that.
That's not
That's not
he
bad.
would do the work
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then vice versa, if they give him a chance, I feel like if he carries his form, he'll take
he'll
it.
take it.
Yeah.
And I think also he'll be a surprise package to team.
Yes,
Definitely,
Yes.
yeah,
Because
because
his strength
he's a
as well.
he's
He's
a
not-
surprise
you
traffic.
don't look at him. If you don't look at him and think he's that strong, he's very strong.
So that's
Yeah,
why
you don't
Peter
get
Crouch
bullied.
did so well. He was a surprise package. No one
Yeah,
knew
he
what the
was,
hell to
yeah.
deal with him.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. And
Wait,
then
how old is Calvert-Lewin?
That's a great question, How old is he?
I know he started, I think he's like 20 something.
I'd say
And we talking-
22 oldest.
Yeah,
maybe.
and we talking about surprise packages as well. You know who could easily back him up and also be a surprise package? Mason Greenwood. Makes perfect
He's
sense.
22.
He's 22.
Oh, he's young,
He's
man.
got time to improve.
That's what I'm saying.
He's bare young.
He's got time to
He's very
improve.
young. That's why he deserves his props.
Wow.
Because he's at the moment he's actually playing like a seasoned pro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
he is.
nice
He is.
season, bro.
He's
Yeah, 'cause
playing
he's-
like see yesterday.
Yeah.
And I could tell. I'll get onto this in a minute.
Yeah, go on.
But De Gea had nightmares about him already before yesterday. We all know that. But you see, last night,
Yeah.
De Gea needed putting to bed.
Yeah. We'll
You
get
know,
onto De
that's-
Gea shortly,
You
actually.
get what I mean? Because
We'll get
that's a
onto De
very
Gea
good
shortly.
point with De Gea. But I honestly think he's becoming that type of player now, Calvert-Lewin, where he's in your head. He's a threat. He's a threat. He's not just a threat goal-wise. You're going to have a tough game.
Yeah, because his goal was all about just basic hard work.
Nah.
That's just him. You don't think so?
Nah.
Come on, why not?
Because, having played forward and watching certain forwards, body positioning is key in that. Because think about it, if you're the goalkeeper there, you want to kick the ball this way. I position my body like this. So you can't, so you've got to go the other way. Watch how Calvert-Lewin approaches it.
Yeah.
The football knowledge in that kid, he approaches it perfectly because he lets De Gea think he's got time.
Yeah.
He moves his body position correctly so he can't ping the ball over him or he doesn't feel confident. And he slowly approaches. And then when he realises that he's going to get him, sprints.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's some
It's
season.
perfect.
But when I say it's hard work, I'm talking about, say, for instance, someone like Richarlison, who has similar to footballing IQ, doesn't do that.
Yeah,
he doesn't score that type of goal.
He doesn't. I don't think he sees that as an opportunity.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
No, yeah.
He's one of them.
Yeah.
He would. That's the best way to put it. He wouldn't see it as an opportunity.
He's not thinking, I close him down, I get a goal.
He's not thinking that. He's thinking, let me conserve my energy for.
No, 100%. But the way you approach it is perfect.
I mean? That's what it is. And what I thought was interesting about the game as well. It was really a throwback. Because I can't remember, one of you will probably correct me if I'm wrong, where we've seen like a live game with, say, two of the better teams, and they've both been playing two strikers. It's kind of a throwback. Yeah, so 90s game, two up top.
Was you playing two strikers? Because at times I was struggling to figure out what you were doing.
United?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Nah, it was a diamond.
Was it?
It was a diamond, but then we played with two wide forwards, which is something that I really don't like. I'm not a fan of that.
So it's like a false nine?
Not even.
It's almost like two false nines.
Two false nines, yeah. And then they were, because at times they were up front, and then at times they were hugging the wings. And I don't know what that was.
Because I think they was just doing that themselves. I think Martial and Greenwood just took that into their own hands.
What I did like, though, was the diamond thing, because we knew that Everton's most of Everton's creative stuff comes from midfield.
Yeah.
They don't really use their wingers. They don't really use the fullbacks. So most of the stuff comes from Sigurdsson and Andre Gomez. So we had to overload the midfield. And I thought Matic, but I'm not a big fan of him, but you have to say lately he's been fantastic.
Yeah, Matic is one of them.
He's been great.
If you bring him in for 2, 3, 4 games, that's cool. It's when he's playing 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 a games when you see his limitations, because he is limited, but can he come in and do a job and just sit in front of the back four? Yes.
I would say he's limited against big oppositions. You see, like a Man City.
Teams who move
you
the
put
ball
you
quick.
put him against the David. There you go. You put him against the David Silva, bro. He's done.
Whereas if you put him against, I remember when he came against Burnley and he played well. Obviously, we spoke on Burnley.
Because they're very physical. There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect for him. That's what I'm saying, that type of thing. But yeah, it was a enjoyable game, and I noticed that my expectations of United are so on the floor. I was just happy when Fred played the ball forward and Martial did the step over and he went into Greenwood. Reminded me of York and Cole. I was like, right, I'm getting some flair. I'm getting some flair. Finally, you get me.
See this is where we went wrong now.
Go on.
With that mad formation, we've been slating him all this time for playing the 3-5-2. Yeah. But yesterday would have made the most sense to play, well, not even a 3-5-2, because at times it's not a 2. He's not been playing a 2. It's just been basically 3 at the back. But that would have made more sense yesterday, because then it would have been Martial, Greenwood, and Bruno would have been more free.
Bruno would have just been behind him, Fred and McTominay there. And then think about it as well, because Everton, they're going to want to play a bit of football. They're at home. So they're going to have to come out and expand. And then that's perfect for you to hit him on the counter-attack.
And I actually think...
That's a great point.
I think the 3-5-2 is actually United's best formation. You look at the players we have, forget what system you want to play as a manager. Sometimes you have to look at it and be like, all right, I don't have the players to play this. What's best? I look at our players, and all of our better players and our first teamers all play better in a 3-5-2.
Yeah.
You get me? So Lindelof, Bailly, Maguire, all better in a 3.
Yes.
Wan-Bissaka could play as a right-sided centre-back. Williams is better as a wing-back. Dalot's better as a wing-back. Martial's better in a 2. Rashford's better in a 2. Bruno would be better with more freedom. With a license. I've just named like 8, 9 players who are all our best players, all play better in a 3-5-2.
This is the thing, why we're better in a 3-5-2. What player there do we have that would contradict that and be good on the right wing? We don't have a natural right winger.
That's true.
Yep.
So that's why the 3-5-2 flows.
It does.
Because there's not a natural person in that position.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, transfer window, we get you know what I mean? We get a
Sancho or something like that.
Yeah, Sancho. But see, I'm not got my hopes tied up for Sancho, because I see how he played against PSG.
And he wasn't good?
No, he was excellent.
Okay, go on.
There you go. No, when you know what I mean? I'm going to play excellently against PSG, and then next year I'm going to go and play for Ole or whatever unsure manager it is we hire next. And no, he's going to go to a better team. Let's be honest. He's gonna. Was it PSG or was it Barcelona? They played someone else recently anyway.
PSG.
PSG, yeah. And
Barcelona, where you scored that
Yes, they played
ridiculous
Barcelona,
goal.
didn't they? Yes, well, that's the one I'm on about.
At the new camp.
You see when you do that at the new camp, it's like a perfect audition. Innit? Man passed the audition.
That
like,
goal, yeah. Oh
when he
my
went back to the
days.
changing room, he had some sort of director like, come with me. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a chat. You know what I'm saying? He's already got someone chatting in his ear. And his agent's doing this, United are in the leading position. No, it's to get him the best contract with whoever's going to buy him. Let's be honest, yeah. I've seen this too many times.
That's what agents do nowadays.
You know what? I think I hope you're wrong, but I actually think you're smart.
Yeah, I think so.
He's too good for us. This is the point where you know what? I'm not even going to lie. I think he's too good for the Prem at the moment.
The Prem is poor, which we will get into.
I think he's too good for the
Prem. The Prem is poor because I've seen a stat and it said Leicester are third and they haven't won a Premier League game since January. We are now in March.
Yep.
There you go.
That's a fact.
Chelsea have won 2 games, I think, in the past 2 months. They're fourth.
That's a fact.
So what is going on in the Premier League?
Everybody dead.
What is going on in the Premier League? Yeah, everybody is dead. Minus Liverpool, everybody's dead. Everybody is dead.
And you know what? You know what? I think this is a point I'll get onto with the Liverpool. I think the reason that Liverpool lost is due to everyone else's complacency. They've took their foot off the gas, not knowingly, but it's like a subconscious thing.
Okay.
You're not having to push your limits. Yeah. See, all right then, they're not having to push their limits as they were earlier in the season. And then they go and play that Champions League game. And that Champions League game's like that. Whoa.
Yeah.
And
you can't. It's not a switch. You can't turn that on and on.
Yeah.
You can't, that's not a switch.
The Prem,
I think that's where Stroll's going to go. But go on, continue.
That's what I'm saying. The Prem, it's dropping the standard. Not saying over a long time, but this season the standards.
The standards definitely dropped.
The Champions League when those Champions League matches come on the other day, and I was watching them. What is it? The last 16?
Yeah.
Last 16.
I actually thought, wow.
Because you've seen
this
some quality.
Is that's quality.
Because we see Munich beat Spurs. Obviously, they battered Spurs 7-2. Then they beat Chelsea, and it's kind of like.
Did you see that game? How they beat Chelsea though?
That was embarrassing.
It was comfortable, and that's something that you don't.
They
associate with them.
They had another gear.
Yeah,
that they didn't even.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And me growing up in a German household, and my dad being a big Bayern fan. I can guarantee you, they did not get out of second gear.
No. So that's my point. We played them last year.
Yeah,
in the last 16.
I wanted to say
we played Munich last year in the last 16.
Yeah.
We had Fabinho at centre back, and Lewandowski didn't have a shot at Anfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Levels.
But you know why that is?
True.
No.
It's
but
true.
This is why that is. Look how City pushed you last season.
No, I know that's what I'm saying.
So that's where do you get what I mean?
You can't just be playing and pushing through and just easing yourself through games and then just turn it on.
One friend who I used to play football with back in the day, and I always used to say, if you play, I'd watch him or we'd play a rubbish team and we used to play, and then we go, oh, they're rubbish, we're gonna win, and he'd say, you're only as good as your opposition.
True.
So when you're playing in our league and it's not that consistently. Everyone's giving you a match, throwing their life on the line every match, and you can coast through matches.
Yeah, you get into a comfort zone. That's the key word, because I think Rio Ferdinand spoke on it. I can't remember what game it was. He was in the BT studio, and he was saying, I think it was Carlos Queiroz who came up to him and said, you're easing through games. You need to push yourself. This is when he was at his height with Vidic. And he was saying to him, you're easing yourself through games. And then he was like, I started pushing myself. And then we had a big game against someone. It was Madrid or somebody in Europe. And he said he coped with it, but he didn't think he would have been able to cope with that if he hadn't had that conversation. Yeah. Because that's pushed him. Because you're right, if you're just coasting through games and coasting through games, and then you get to the Champions League and his team's on you from minute one. You can't just turn that on. I think that's where Stroll was going to go with the Watford. So you said you've seen signs in the West Ham game that the Watford result was coming.
Yeah, because exactly the same thing. It's like the way it was like it was a training game at times for the first half, just passing the ball about, no real tempo. No real purpose, no real end product. And then, obviously, we scored, went 1-0 up, 1-1. Still not really anything because, obviously, at this point, we haven't been beaten. They went 2-1 up. Now we turn it on. Yeah. And it's like, well, wait a minute. That should have been done in the first minute.
Yeah.
So then there was that. And then, like, when I left the game and I was talking to my dad and stuff like that, it was the first thing that both of us brought was like, that's a bit worrying. Because we now think, because we're in this position, we can just coast through games. Yeah. Especially because we won that game as well. We can think, we'll be all right. And then the Watford game, exactly the same pattern. No tempo. There was a stat. Well, I've got a couple of stats I'm going to discuss, but there was a stat.
The stat man's back.
Oxlade-Chamberlain. No, not Oxlade-Chamberlain, I'll say. So I can't remember. One of the midfielders, Salah and Firmino, didn't pass, or Mane and Firmino didn't pass to Salah in the first half. We didn't have a shot on target in the first half.
Wow.
They're the first team.
That's crazy.
So they're the first team that stopped us scoring in, I think it's over a year. The last team that beat us by more than 3 goals was Tottenham when we got beat 4-1 at Wembley when Lovren got brought off. Speaking of that donkey,
Oh God.
Virgil van Dijk, right, has lost 5 games for Liverpool in the Premier League. 5 games.
Since he's been there.
Yeah.
I know where you're going with this. We're going.
I know this.
So Lovren was his partner for 4 of them.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna say all 5. I'm not gonna lie.
I've
I thought you was gonna say all 5.
Wow,
I'm not gonna lie.
that's actually mad.
I've always said in that current Liverpool team, Lovren is the weak link.
Of course.
Troy Deeney came out and said it. He said, "Look, he went. I wasn't going to go stand on Van Dijk. I knew I could bully Lovren. So he went, no disrespect to him, but he's the weaker of the two. So I made it, and he exposed him. He was shocking. And listen, don't get me wrong. Yeah, Van Dijk also had a bad game, but this is the exact thing I'm talking about. The real Ferdinand situation, coasting through games. What's Van Dijk known for? Coasting through games. Make it look effortless. Make it look easy. He's a Rolls Royce of a defender because he is.
He is a Rolls Royce of a defender.
But look what happens. Because he's not been tested.
Yeah, you get
with what, 22 points ahead?
Yeah.
In mentally, you don't, without realising it, is in their head they go, oh, we'll be all right. Because they're 22 points ahead. So not like last season where it's like, if we drop points, that could be it.
Yeah.
2 different, do you know what I mean? 2 different switches. So for me, and I'm glad we got beat. Glad we got beat.
You see one thing.
Yeah, because you said you're relieved, but go on,
Go on,
JP. No, I was just saying that Stroll messaged me and was like he was relieved about it. So now I'm guessing.
Yeah, because
this is why.
because of 2 reasons. One, because there's no pressure for the unbeatables, like invincible. I don't care. Yeah. And any Liverpool fan that turns around and says they care about that gold trophy is lying. Because if you'd have offered any Liverpool fan at the beginning of the season, listen, you're gonna win the league, but you're gonna get beat once or twice. Give us that league. There's not one Liverpool fan that'd go, no, actually, I want to go beat
anyone's going to take that.
Yeah, invincible. Obviously, going undefeated is an added bonus, but it's not.
Of course, yeah.
It's not like
it's not
important.
the actual target.
Yeah, it's not the target. It's like, all right, if we get it, it's nice. It's kind of like
bonus.
Yeah, it's records. It's like getting records is like if you score the most goals. If you concede the least goals, they're just added bonuses on top. At the end of the day, a trophy is a trophy. Whether you win,
this is what I mean.
It's 78 points or 105. The Premier League winners medal is a Premier League winners medal.
So that's what I mean.
The other day, Roy,
Ron Keane said
you don't turn over the medal on the back,
and it has the points. Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
it's true, though.
So it's like for me. So obviously, when I said I was relieved as well. So one, there's that pressure gone, but relieved because now,
keep going in.
Because now they've now got to turn around and they've now got to react to that. And the last time we got beat was City. And we went on this run.
Yeah. But then there is a point that I want to make. And you said that, with Van Dijk had a bad game. Or he didn't have, not even a bad game, he didn't have his usual standard of game.
Yeah.
But you see, this is why, maybe if that's Gomez next to him, who I think plays, when he's next to Van Dijk brings the best out of him and they bring the best out of each other.
Well,
and he rises the level.
Where was he? Was he injured?
Yeah, it's a slight, not just didn't want to chance it.
But this is what I'm saying though. If you have him next to it or another defender who's, when you have 2 defenders of the same level, if one has a bad game, the other one covers for him, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because then Van Dijk's had the bad game and his coverage is someone who's already down here on that level. So then if he has a bad game, he's more or less non-existent.
Well, it's not even that. It's like, so for example, we didn't...
cut you off there, and obviously Saeed is on the line. Everyone pop on their headphones and that in it, and then we'll get right back.
Yeah. So obviously what I was saying was, so for example, like you look at the stats when Gomez partnered Van Dijk again, that's when we kept 10 clean sheets out of 11 games. We didn't do that before that. They are the best partnership in the Premier League at the moment, and when he's missing, you've got to play Matip. You can't play Lovren.
The thing is with Gomez, I like him a lot. He's just very injury prone. He's very injury prone.
No, this is the first time he's been injured this season.
No, I mean this season maybe, but is like the past few years.
Yeah, but when you say he's injury prone, one, he got snapped at Burnley, it broke his ankle, and that was the real big injury that he had. And the other time was from a tackle and he snapped his ankle then. And they were 2 horrific tackles.
Injury prone is not the right word.
Yeah, I know
it's
what
not
you
like
mean.
he's running and something's popping.
Yeah.
He always seems to get injured.
Yeah, I know what
but
you
I think
mean.
that's, you know what that comes to? That's that, we was talking about this last week. When the defenders put themselves on the line.
Yeah.
He's that type of defender.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not going to shirk from a tackle. You know what I mean?
But yeah, Saeed, can you hear us?
Unmute.
Yeah, I unmuted him already.
Yo.
Saeed.
Yaga. Nothing. Whoa. This is live radio, people. Yeah, I'm muted.
Live radio, live problems.
Yo, Saeed, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had to turn on the volume and that in it. Yeah, man. What's going on with everyone?
What you saying?
It's troll about, man.
What you saying? Hiya, princess.
Is that better, yeah?
Yeah,
Can everyone hear everyone clear? Yeah, this is live radio, people, innit? We here, we working. But yo, salute to coming on, Saeed, innit? Yo, round of applause for Saeed coming on, innit? Round of applause for Saeed coming on, innit? But yeah, as you heard there, is they were just talking about Lovren. But obviously, since you've come on, we'll go back onto the United Everton game just to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, man, we bottled it, mate.
No sugarcoating, yeah? No sugarcoating.
I don't.
Go
I
on.
don't sugarcoat nothing, man. We bottled it, man. Bottle job FC. The managers, mate, clueless, mate. Absolutely clueless. This manager is, yeah. What is he doing here? Playing a diamond formation when he's not done it all season. He's never not done it all his managerial career, and he's messing around with Man United Football Club. He's messing around with doing little tactics. You know what I mean? Little formation changes. What is he doing? Stick what you're good at here. Stick to the 5 at the back. Stick to whatever 4-3-3. What you changing it around for against Everton? A crucial game, yeah. And he changed it around. And I'm telling you right now, man, I'm making it clear. He cost us a game for me. He took a Martial for Brandon Williams. Who on earth,
Yeah, that's wild.
Martial for Brandon Williams.
Yeah, that's
Let me
Is that what he did?
I don't care.
That's wild.
Nobody understood.
I don't care, honestly, if Martial is one leg, at least I'd have one leg fit, yeah, then Brandon Williams, who has nothing at all to offer. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all, how on earth that happened. But for me, that was a game there to be won. And absolutely bot on it, mate. I don't know what's going on with this top 4 race. No one seems to want it. You know what I mean?
It's true. No one seems to want it.
Yeah. I think it's a lack of quality, as we spoke about earlier on the show before you called in. It's just a lack of quality of everybody outside of Liverpool to the point where it seems everyone from 4th from 11th, put any form of run together, can get into the top 4.
The damning stat is for me is 8 times Chelsea have dropped points. United have never ever won a game.
And I said it at the start of the show, bro. I gave him the stat, bro, and I called it the United bottle stat, bro. Do you know what I mean? And the maddest thing is, Saeed, to get in the top 4 right now, we would have to win at least 4 games in a row. When actually we struggle to even get 2 in a row. So that just tells you everything you need to know, man. I don't think we'll get top 4, honestly. I don't think we will. But United fans, how they're going to be in it. If City get that ban and 5th gets us Champions League and we get 5th, they'll celebrate Ole like he's a legend. Like he's a managerial legend. You see what I mean? When at the start of the season, I made it clear. I said, I do not want to get top 4 if someone else bottled it. I want to get into the top 4 because we deserve it on credit, because we deserved it. We played well, we won games. I don't want someone to drop and then because they drop, we get in and then we celebrate. Nah, man, because with this brand of football in the Champions League next season, we'll get embarrassed.
We'll get
embarrassed. And we'll get embarrassed by anyone.
Yeah. I'm trying to get beat by 7.
In the long run, though, that might help you if you don't get Champions League.
You know what? Rather, if United don't get Champions League, I'd rather just not be in Europe at all.
I'm talking managerial wise.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because think about it, United, and I always come back to this, the size of the club, you are Manchester United. Yeah. You're not an Everton. You're not a Southampton. You're not a Norwich. You are one of the most prolific teams in English history.
Bro, that's what bro.
You have to be competing at the highest level. At the moment, you're not. You're in a similar situation to what we were in, right? You have to get Champions League football. And I genuinely believe, regardless of what kind of a job he's done now, if you don't get Champions League and you lose out on that revenue, Ole's under a lot of pressure. Personally, I think that might be the best thing that might happen to you.
I think that result might have already put the nail in his casket. If the people who run the club, like even if you don't know football, which I don't think a lot of them do.
No,
but I think even if they actually sat down and looked at him for, wow, we've not won 2-3 games in a row. Well, wait, 1 second. Wait, we lost to this team, but we beat this team and he's playing this guy. And he's not playing this guy. I think if someone actually at the end of the season adds it all up and you actually look at it, he can't sustain this job.
No, he can't continue.
And it's something very interesting you said there, bro. We're almost at the end of the season. There's about 10, 11, 12 games left, and we haven't won 3 games in a row. I don't know if people realize, but we have Manchester United have not won 3 games in a row.
That's mad.
That is crazy.
How can we go a whole season and pretty much not win 3 games in a row?
3 games in a row.
People not understand why fans don't think Ole's good enough. I don't understand. Like, what has to happen for fans to be like, all right, maybe the Ole outgrade. Have a fair point. He's not won 3 games in a row. We've gone many a time during the Premier League where we've gone 2 months without scoring. How often do we watch games and we don't have a shot on target? And like we have 1-2 shots on target. Go on, Saeed. Go on.
You know what I don't get is the fact that these guys who are supporting Ole, and fair enough, people have different opinions, but this is the worst season in terms of top 4 bottling. And you're telling me Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had a good season. Imagine Chelsea weren't as inspired, they had the actual could buy players. Imagine Arsenal weren't just a team where every time they rolled over, we called it Bantu FC. Imagine, you know what I mean? Imagine Wolves took it seriously, and I think Wolves are the favourites for me.
Yeah,
to win it,
I agree. Completely agree.
Imagine Everton rolled the sleeve up and thought, you know what, let's have a crack at this top 4. Imagine every other team didn't do as half bad as we did. Do you know what I mean?
We could be about 8th or 9th.
Oh, definitely.
That's what I'm saying to you. That's the real reality. The real reality is Man United should be 10th and should be a banter club, you get me? But the reality is we've been given chance after chance after chance. And that is the reality. People are saying about it's a good season. Oh, stop moaning. We could be still 3rd. Listen, mate. We are a banter club here. We're talking about 4th and 5th. This is Man United Football Club. We should be challenging for titles, man. We're talking about 4th and 5th and it's had a good season. That should be the first thing, Man United should have got 4th, comfortably. I don't want to hear about Leicester. Leicester, have finessed top 4. I'm not even kidding you, bro.
They literally have finessed it. Literally.
They like robbery, man.
That is so true, man. That is so true.
Go on, Saeed. Go on.
They've secured it having about 4 or 5 wins in a bounce.
That's what it is.
That's crazy, man.
That's all they've done.
I literally said that they haven't won a game since January. We are now in March, and people are talking about Ollie's doing a good job. You should be able to match Leicester. I'm sorry, you should be able to better them.
This ain't the Leicester team that's won the title.
Yeah, this is true.
Who are coming into the season with a bit of prestige.
This
This
is just a good side with some decent players with a good manager.
That's
what it is.
Good manager.
A decent. There was no exceptional.
Yeah, there's no exceptional.
There's no. Do you know what I mean? Except for Vardy, pretty much.
Yeah, but you've just hit the nail on the head. A good manager.
Yeah. But this is why United fans should understand why people want Ole out.
Look at Ancelotti.
They should understand it.
Look at Ancelotti got Calvert-Lewin out here in double figures from like 13, 14
Do you know why United fans should understand this? Because when our worst season before this one was under Moyes, and Moyes, before he got sacked, he brought us to 60+ points? That was the worst season. Yeah. We are now on...
How many points we got?
I'll bring up my phone. 42 points.
We're not going to let
And we've got about 10, 11 games left, and we need to win at least 6, 7, maybe 8 of them to get into top 4.
If he don't beat Moises, he's got to go.
You just have to go.
If he doesn't beat... check this. Never mind beat.
When are we playing West Ham?
If he don't get 70 points,
I think to me, he's already it's not a question of when he goes. I mean, no, it's the question of if he goes is when. He has to go.
So here's the point.
He has to go.
Here's the point.
And I just want to say, at least we got 42 points. At least we're over the 40-point mark. We won't get relegated. At least we won't get relegated.
Oh, my God.
At least we won't get relegated.
You know how mad that is? That we always talk about Big Sam and laugh about Big Sam. I remember watching football young and Big Sam going, right, we get to 40 points and we're safe.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
At least we're safe.
Hey, but here's the point I was trying to make though. So you look at Woodward, what's the one thing that everyone throws at him? He's a businessman.
Yeah.
So, and I've said this several times when I'm discussing United, the on-field results have got to match the balance sheets in the back office. Mm-hmm. So, for example, you don't get Champions League, you're losing revenue there. TV sponsorships, losing revenue there. Like the other week, you were on at 2:00. Sky Sports didn't have a 2:00 game.
No.
Refused to play you.
Yeah.
Because of how, and they used to do that to us because of how bad the form is. Yeah. They thought it's not even worth putting on Sky Sports. So now you're losing TV revenue.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We might, as crazy as it sounds, and I hear what you're saying, for United to get back to where we need to be, we do have to reset. I've said it many a time. We need to reset. We need to clear out everything. Like you talked about when Pundit J was on last week about stripping the house down and Ollie's doing a cleanup job. The club needs a cleanup job.
That was a great analogy, by the way.
Everything from top to bottom has to go because nobody rates there's no United fan, I believe, who likes everything that's going on. We all hate the owners. We all know. We all think the Glazers. We all. So the owners have to go. We all know Woodward.
If you like Ole, then you don't like Woodward.
This is what I'm saying.
You know what I mean, yeah.
So, and a lot of people, someone blames somewhere in it. So they're the 4. You got the players. You have Ole. You have Woodward. You have Glazers. Some people hate all 4. Some people, minimum, everybody hates 2 out of the 4 of them. I'm on the fence with the players.
I just think some people need to take responsibility for their actions, whether it's positive or negative, because when it's positive and we win games, everyone's like, oh, ole. But when we lose, nobody wants to take responsibility and just pushes it on whoever they think is necessary.
Yes.
Like, nobody takes responsibility for their actions. And And when I talk about this, I'm talking about ex-legends, innit? Like ex-players.
I wish our ex-players would shut up at times. Because I love him, but I wish they'd shut up.
It's not even shut up. I just wish that some of the ex-players that we've had could come out and just, I've said it many times here, not criticize, but just say, you know what? This hasn't worked out properly or this. But they're all coming out and praising him like he's some sort of manager. Even Beckham, I was disappointed, man. What? Honestly.
Beckham was the only one.
Beckham was the only one.
You man are disappointed in Beckham? You think Beckham's going to come out and say, come on, bro.
Well, you know what?
Come out and say no.
He ain't going to say nothing, but one thing I had rated about him until Stroll just said that, at least he was quiet.
He was quiet, bro.
I never heard saying stay quiet. Someone needs to do that to Ollie. You know, when it comes to press conferences and after games and stuff like that, why don't Mick Phelan be like, you know what? You are under immense pressure. You've aged like milk in this job because he has. He was the babyface assassin. He was the babyface assassin. He's aged. Look at him. Look at him now, innit? Look at him when he started. And man's aging like the president, you get me? Remember when Barack went in for 8 years? And you did the before and after?
Great.
Ollie that was his nickname.
You know what I mean?
Bare stress.
That's what you can see on his face, the bare stress.
Grey everywhere like England Sky, fam.
He does like
serious, man.
He looks stressed.
Him out here, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
And another thing, when the ex-players come out and praise him, notice how every time an ex-player comes out and talks about Ollie, it's always about he's a good guy. He's this. He's that. It's nothing to do with football.
He's a good manager.
He's a good manager.
Nobody can't bring themselves to say that seriously. These man can't look in the camera and go, he's a good manager. Because they'll laugh, they'll do that. No, not watching. Yeah. He's a good manager.
They'll do what Van Dijk did with Troy Deeney in the tunnel.
You know what I mean? They'll try and hide that laugh. You get what I'm saying? They'll try and hide that laugh. That's why I have to say he's a good guy, because they honestly believe it. Because, you reckon he probably is a good guy.
Yeah,
I know he is.
I believe he is a very nice guy.
Good guys don't win.
Yeah.
Not in this job.
Not in football.
Not in this business.
Not in this business, bro.
It's ruthless.
It's
ruthless and cutthroat.
You've got to be ruthless.
Like, you have to be able to, like...
as good as Fergie was, as good as whoever...
Ruthless.
He was ruthless, bro.
Big manager, they've got a ruthless
streak. Yeah. Where they'll just...
ridiculously ruthless.
Guardiola, Klopp.
Fergie.
Like I said, Fergie.
Mourinho
had a ruthless streak. Mourinho was a scumbag.
He was a scumbag.
Was
he still is? He's just not a successful scumbag no more. He was a scumbag.
Do you get what I'm saying?
He was a scumbag.
He's not got that in him.
He is too nice.
He's way too nice.
He is too nice.
I reckon you could probably even not put it in training 100%.
And he'll be like, it's all right, you're having an off day.
It's all right, we'll sort it out in the game.
Where it's like fake, like Mourinho's like dropping man for that and criticizing him in the press, like the next day.
Yeah, that's instantly to get a reaction out of it.
Fergie's all like kicking a football boot in your face, fam. You get what I'm saying?
That's true. But back onto the legend showing up when I seen Paul Scholes on BT after the Club Brugge game, and like whether you're Pogba in, Pogba out, whether you think he's a problem or whatnot, him talking about, I'm not sure if Pogba gets in this 11. Why? Because we beat Club Brugge 5-0.
You know what I mean?
Bro, if you watched, and I think Saeed would agree with me with this when I say this, if you've watched this game yesterday against Everton and you don't think that Pogba walks or even crawls back into this team, then you don't know football, bro.
Of course he does.
You literally, and I said it yesterday on my fan camp, if he comes back and we somehow get top 4, that just explains everything that we've been saying all season, that we've been relying on this guy to save us.
Of course.
Time and time again. Even if Bruno was there, and I'm not taking away everything, I'm not taking away anything of his performances because he's been brilliant. But Pogba is literally our saviour.
He is the guy.
He comes back and our season is back on. Trust me.
But that's what we need right now. That's what Bruno needs.
He needs help already.
Bruno, yes.
He already looks stressed.
He does.
He already looks like, right, I'm here.
Already, his first game. What are you doing? Go over there, bro.
His first game, he was managing, like, he dropped himself into it. He played himself out of position.
A man said, nah, that's what you do when you're playing, like, with, if you go and play with, like, your little cousins.
Yeah.
You go, all right, I'll just go play centre back.
Yeah.
Man might be a striker,
Yeah, go on, Saeed.
You know what I called him? And I called it Bruno FC, Bruno player manager mode, mate.
Yeah. Serious?
It's true, though. It's true.
My man's playing. My man's telling people like Shaw and that, yo, listen, when I get the ball, I want you to be higher up the pitch, so that I can lay off that ball to you. Like, you shouldn't be having to do that. These players should be, Man United should be having the football IQ, or the footballing knowledge to say, you know what, I'm going to take up that position because, you know what, I've got a guy called Bruno Fernandes here that can whiz me the ball 35 yards in, I can be in that position. That's the problem, though. We've got to that stage where Solskjaer, he's almost saying to everyone, saying, yo, listen, do what you got to do, guys. And you should be doing it as a manager. No matter if you've got Cristiano Ronaldo, no matter if you've got Lionel Messi, you are not manager. You should be telling people where to go and what position to go.
This is why,
it's a traffic code manager, man.
This is why, Saeed. Yeah, I said. this is why, yeah, Saeed. Remember when what's it called? When Arteta had his first press conference with Arsenal, and he was talking about football. Yeah, that's what I love that press conference, because he said,
"I'm a big fan." Sorry to cut you off. I am a big fan.
Definitely, he said football is about creating habits, and I said, "Thank you very much." Finally, someone who speaks sense. Yeah. It's about creating habits. I'm just gonna throw in a scenario, and you guys just finish it for me. Yeah. De Bruyne gets the ball on the right hand side. What happens next?
Sterling makes that run on the far post.
Trent gets the ball on the right hand side, crosses it, and what happens next? Someone on the front post, back post, and someone on the penalty spot.
Because like everyone's in position.
Why? Because they've worked on it in training over and over and over again.
Repetition.
You know what funny is? All right, then I'll say this one.
It's in your head to the point where you're doing it without even thinking.
It's automatic.
It's automatic. Do you see what I mean? I've watched the other day, obviously, people know me, I watch different things on YouTube, and PSG got a fan channel as well.
Okay.
And one thing that one guy was absolutely fuming about was that they don't have automatic patterns. They've got individual brilliance, just like us, Mbappe, Neymar, but they don't have patterns.
Because you don't have... Because you need a manager.
You need a manager. That's
to manage. You got a manager who has
make no mistake. They want Tuchel out.
He's not. He can't handle them egos. He can't do that. Yeah, that's what it is.
So you need patterns, bro.
They've got that overload of brilliance.
You got Mbappe and
they get away with it. You got what I mean? You've got Cavani on the bench. And Icardi. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You've got literally like 4 top class forwards.
I mean, City had Aguero and Sterling on the bench against Real Madrid, bro. That was mind blowing to me.
There you go. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
That was mind blowing to me.
Crazy.
So check this one out. They've got an overload of brilliance. Yeah, and they don't have a plan.
Sorry, hold up. Saeed, are you ordering food or something? I could just... Sounds like a woman taking an order. You good? Nah, go on. Continue.
So they've got the overload of brilliance and they don't have a plan. That's fine. They've got the overload of brilliance, but they don't have the plan. We don't have the overload, but we still don't have a plan. He should actually think, right, I've not got that brilliance. I've got to do something here. Do you get what I mean? That should be his first thought. He should be looking at everyone else and going, yeah, I don't actually have that.
Yeah.
I've got to come up with something.
How could
even if he's literally not got. We don't have one go-to tactic.
Mm-hmm. True. We don't even have a let's go long to the big man.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to have one on set pieces. We used to go back post to Maguire, and that didn't work either. Yeah.
And he soon gave that up.
Well, this is what I mean. We don't all right, then even when you used to watch us under Fergie, if we went under a bit of pressure, you know what you do? You get on an extra man. Yeah. You told Giggs, Beckham, right, wings, right, come on, get it in.
Literally. Yeah.
And then man might think, wow, just crossing it in. But it's the quality of the delivery and it's the movement, what he knows these players have.
Yeah.
So
because he's worked on the movement in training.
There you go.
Even though it's not a very complex plan, it's something that's been worked on, like he said. Yeah. And it's something that can work.
Yeah, but it's something that can be simple, that can work.
You don't have to be a tactical genius to. It
can
have to be intricate patterns.
It can be very simple.
It can literally be get it to the left winger and cross it in. Yeah. And then
does everyone even know our partner play though?
We don't have one. We don't have one. We don't have one.
That's for me. That's the scariest thing about it. When they play, that's why I call it Ole Gunnar freestyle. Freestyle football.
Hey Saeed, I love that you're bringing out all your best quotes as well. Innit? I'm a fan. I've told you this. I love it. Innit? Ole Gunnar freestyle. This is Manchester United Football Club. I love that. Innit? I love when I say I'm sorry. Innit? I'm a fan first, people. Innit? Obviously we cool now. I'm a fan of the man them here as guests. Innit? I love it. That's what it is. But go on, continue. Saeed, sorry to cut you off.
It's just the fact that, you know what I mean, it's all freestyle football. There's no really kind of cohesive football. You know what I mean? It's just always a case of that kind of, yesterday, for me, that diamond yesterday, McTominay, as much as he did track him back, what was he offering as a right-hand side diamond?
True.
You had the likes of Mourinho when he did it for 2004 for Chelsea, You had Ballack, Makelele, Lampard, and I think it was
it Jeremy?
Jeremy or something.
Was Jeremy,
like that.
Yeah. Was it Jeremy?
Yeah.
I don't think I remember that. Jesus.
So in that kind of play, you had every single person did something. Not only did he defend, but he also attacked.
Yeah.
With this one, it's almost a case of let's stifle Everton. And for me, that's absolutely, I cannot take that, man. Because I want something to go build on. I can't I can't get to the point where you come to this level where you know what, we've got to contain Everton. For me, in second half we've got boss.
I know what you're saying.
Where does that diamond come into play then?
Yeah, Tuesday. When does the diamond come into play? And sorry, our show just got hijacked. Sorry, Saeed, to cut you off. Our show just got hijacked by the Microwave Podcast. How you doing? You all right, yeah?
You good, yeah?
I'm early today.
Are you early? That's good to know, innit? Shout out to the Microwave Podcast, innit? Come promo your show. Come get on the mic. Come promo. All right, cool. Yeah, shout out to the Microwave Podcast. Yo, Pi Radio, crazy people.
Crazy, yeah.
Crazy, yo.
Pi Radio family.
Yo, Pi Radio familiar.
You know what I mean?
But now, go on, Saeed. Sorry about
It's
that.
just one of them where, I don't know, man. It looks like for me, first half, you look goes, oh, I know what the diamond is. Second half, it's like, you know what? Should I even done the diamond? And it was like, you know what? Let's just go freestyle. Let's Bruno Fernandes go win the game.
Yeah.
And I thought, for me, yeah, I can accept that for me. So until this stops, yeah, and until he just goes and plays the basic 5-3-2, yeah, and let the two up top do the damage, like Martial and the guy up top. That's what we've got to do now. We just got to forget everything else, yeah. Go play two up top, yeah, and win the game. Because it's all about winning games now. Forget all the football you played. Forget all the tactics and all that, because you ain't got no tactics, yeah? Forget all the
It's true. And do you know? And do you
Might
know?
as well do something now.
I'm just
And
busting
that's
up
true. And do
because
you know-
I know you're spot on with what you're saying. It's just how you're delivering.
do you know-
I
do you-
said you ain't got no
Do you know why
tactics
you're
yet.
right, Saeed? Do you know why you're right? Is because, and we've spoken about this many times. We've looked at the draw. Obviously, everyone's seen it, and yeah, we've got Lask, a dead team from Austria. But I said this is where the Europa League starts for real now.
Yeah.
We beat Lask. We go to the quarterfinals, and there's teams in there. Yeah, I want to avoid at all costs, like
See, this
the Bayer Leverkusen.
You know who-
I want to
you
Bayer
know who-
Leverkusen. I do not want to play these
You know
guys.
who we're going to definitely draw in the yes, you beat me too.
But-
We are
but-
definitely
but
going to draw in
though.
though.
Have you seen
Who's-
this? Have you seen this last team?
No,
Yo,
no,
there's
no,
a brother up front there, bro.
They're
The
like-
striker.
they're like- do you know what they're like?
Yeah, go on.
I seen a few matches.
Yeah.
They're like an Austrian Stoke from 2000 and something.
Oh,
when
like
they
Tony
had-
Pulis.
Yeah,
Tony
Dillard.
Pulis is
But
still.
Rory Dillard.
with a little bit more.
Oh, they got a bit more flair.
They got a bit more flair.
Okay.
They will bully us. That's. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We go to that ground when you're playing Lask.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't make sure we play good. We'll end up last in that tie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's serious, bro. I seen a few. I did my homework on them and I thought, nah, they'll cause us problems. We have to play free at the back against them.
And like I
I'm telling
said
you.
before, like just literally on this show, that is our best formation. So I don't know why.
is,
people
yeah. As
play
much as
more.
I don't like
suits
it,
the
but-
players.
yeah.
You know
The
what?
thing is, it can be. I don't like it when Oli uses it, but when Conte did it, it was fine. They won the league with it.
But you know what it is?
Exactly.
If we
Because he had a
play-
plan.
Yeah.
If we play
Yeah,
two up top
there
with
you go.
it, if we play two up top with it, with
Yeah.
the Bruno in behind, I think it can work all day.
Yeah.
It's when he wants to play it, but then the one up top's isolated. It makes
Yeah.
no sense.
How is one of isolated in the two? But I'd love to see Martial Greenwood with Bruno Fernandes behind it in the 10.
Martial
Yeah.
Greenwood, Martial Igalo, whoever it is, we just need Bruno behind
In the
him.
10.
Do you get what I mean?
And then hopefully the same Pogba might come back, so we'll see what going for that.
You know what? One point I want to make quickly as well.
Yeah.
De Gea.
Oh, yeah. Why can he not get dropped?
I think
Why
it's
is he
time.
undroppable?
I think it's
Nah,
time.
he's not. 'Cause you know why now?
Go on.
Dean Henderson.
You think Oli? I don't think Oli's got the. Even though I think it's the correct decision, I don't think Oli's got the bottle to do that.
I don't think.
Yeah,
he
he's not
does.
going to do it.
I don't
He's
think
not
he'll
gonna
do that.
But if you're telling me we could, if someone says to me today, I'll give you 60 mil for De Gea, and we bring in Henderson, and we don't have to buy a replacement,
Yeah.
I'll snatch the rand.
I'd take it. I'd have Henderson as the one and Romero as the two. That works for me.
I said I wanted Henderson as the number one for England.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did say
and
that.
you
Oh
invest
yeah,
that-
definitely. He
you
has to be in
invest
that
60 mil
conversation.
back into
Has
the
to.
team.
Yeah.
Pickford.
That's a fair point. You
You
invest
get
the
rid of
60
De
mil.
Gea
Yeah.
and you invest that money back into the team and you've had an already ready-made replacement. It's a bit of a no-brainer at the
Well, yeah,
moment.
with
I
the
don't
hate,
think anyone's going to buy De Gea though, you know.
No, I don't.
that's the issue.
I do.
And then the
No, I do.
think
There
Ma-
will be. There will
I
be a
think
team.
But yeah, someone like PSG. Nah, Madrid won't.
PSG
Courtois had a
PSG will buy him.
phenomenal game last night.
Nah,
I think with De
Madrid are
Gea,
two-faced,
I think
they just don't like him.
Yeah, I think the thing is with De Gea is, even though his performance is one of those, it's like, he's not where he was, but they're looking at it, De Gea is the name and where he could be. It's like if he
There
can
you
get
go.
anywhere
Yeah,
if he can get anywhere near that type of form, because you know we was talking about players coasting. That's De Gea. De Gea's made the joint most mistakes in the Premier League. I think along with Kepa. Yeah, and Kepa's been dropped, and Willy Caballero's terrible. But even Lampard's like, even though Willy Caballero
Nah,
is
it's
not
the same
good
as
enough,
Pickford now.
he still is the same as Pickford now. Even though Caballero's not good enough, you're not playing well, so I will drop you.
Yep.
De Gea's in that comfort zone where he can make mistake after mistake after mistake, and he's still, and he's been making mistakes for a long time.
And this comes back to JV's point where he said that Ollie's too nice.
Yeah,
He's way too nice. He's letting people make mistakes. He's letting people be
Because he
mediocre.
doesn't. Sorry to interrupt. Because he doesn't want to be known as that guy where he drops De Gea and De Gea leaves.
Bro, you don't care.
I'm on about Solskjaer.
Yeah, I know,
doesn't want
but
to be
as a
that guy.
manager, sometimes you just don't care. Mourinho went to Real Madrid and dropped flipping Casillas, bro. Real
Mourinho
Madrid legend.
Mourinho don't care.
A legend.
Fergie had a problem on his hands
God.
when he had Van Nistelrooy and Ronaldo, and he went, all right.
Ronaldo. See you later. Bro, you've got to make those decisions sometimes. You've got to drop. Yeah, and it paid off.
For 4 or 5 seasons.
There you go.
He was literally the top goal scorer.
Beckham.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
See you later. Bye.
That's
Get
true.
me.
Sometimes
have that steal.
There you go. You've got to make those decisions that will shock people, but in the long run, it's going to benefit the
I
team.
agree. Hey, Saeed,
Yeah.
you got 5 minutes. Get it off your chest.
In terms of the game, what for me is I look at the same. What's that? Sorry.
I don't think he meant De Gea.
Go on. What are you saying?
I think he meant Liverpool, bro.
Come on, bro.
Oh yeah, because you two went at it on Twitter, innit? Yeah.
Listen.
Go on.
Yo, listen, Stro, yeah. I was absolutely buzzing on Saturday. That feeling, you get me? That feeling I felt on Saturday, yeah, was unbelievable. Not only because of the fact that Liverpool lost, it was the fact that I did not want that perfect run to happen. Any man that you say that you want that perfect run to happen, yeah, is an absolute liar, mate. Because at the end of the day, yeah, Liverpool are what they are right now. They're doing bits to get me. Let's not hide from the fact that they're doing bits, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to go unbeaten, that would have absolutely killed me. I said I was going to go and hide out. You get me?
I'm already. I like agree with you thoroughly because it's like they are the arch rival. They are number one as much as I hate Arsenal and Leeds and Newcastle and all that. Like to the point where Liverpool winning the league, even though they're winning, I've kind of like blocked out my memory. Even though it's happening in front. You know, in Men in Black when they have the neuralizer and they press it. That's what I've just done this season.
But here's the thing, though.
bro.
It's bad enough that we're going to win the league. Yeah. If we'd have won the first Premier League title unbeaten,
you lot would have been unbearable.
Yeah.
oh my lord!
I think we want to hear about that till we're gone, till we turn dust. to the ground.
Definitely.
Till we all go
Does it
crazy.
show you though? Does it not show you that the fact that the way Watford played this game without fear, without any kind of feeling that Liverpool for what they are? Imagine everyone did that from the start.
I said this
and
though.
I'm not discrediting Liverpool. Liverpool have been great, yeah. But imagine every single team went at Liverpool and kind of got for their weaknesses and whatnot. I don't know, but it could have been a different season, but I don't know.
Watford did that to him though earlier in the season, but he just didn't take the chances.
Yeah. Watford, the two toughest games, and I said this was Watford.
I did say this. And what it is it happens, obviously we've seen it many a time when teams have been dominant in the Premier League, and now Liverpool have it, that air of invincibility. City had it. Because like I said, the same type of conversations we're having about Liverpool now, we were having just about City, just this pre-season. Yeah. Are they the greatest? Is he the greatest manager of all time? And he's the greatest side of all time. Greatest players, greatest Premier League title, etc. United had it for years where teams would come to Old Trafford many a time and just roll over. Just roll over.
Beat him in the tunnel.
Like you could fill out the score. You could fill out the scores before the game. Before the game even started.
What it is now. Liverpool have beaten
and Liverpool have
tunnel.
that. But like, and you see that. But now all it takes is one chink in the armor. Now teams like look at Watford and be like, all right, but go on.
But so like you said, teams were beaten in the tunnel. Look at how perfectly Troy Deeney handled the tunnel. Turned to Van Dijk, made a little joke, threw Van Dijk off his game a bit, had him smiling. Troy Deeney's calm, composed, ready to go to war. Perfect result for them. And I'm not discrediting Liverpool. I will never discredit. I'm not discrediting Watford. Yeah. Liverpool were terrible, What Watford did was phenomenal. And I genuinely am glad it was a team like Watford because I want to love Troy Deeney. I didn't want to lose to City. I didn't want to lose to Everton. If I was going to lose, I'd rather lose to a team like Watford. You know what? I hope to God they stay up.
Well, I want Watford to stay up. I'm a fan of Troy.
Me too, man. Man.
I felt that win that you got there, that's a great win for them.
It's going to help them a lot.
That's what it will be. That will keep them up. If they keep that momentum, there's no way they're going down.
Definitely, because them players are going to come into training bouncing and like, it's like we beat Liverpool. We can beat anyone. We can turn over anyone. And I think they have enough anyway to stay out of trouble. I think they have enough know-how.
It's not Sarr. I think we forget him, man. That guy's a quality winger.
You're a fan of him, like
player.
Yeah, okay.
I think his direct, his pace. I've seen him last season.
I seen him leave Van Dijk. I was like, whoo. I was like, okay.
That's what I'm saying. When he destroyed Montreal last season, I was like, whoa, who is this guy here? But he played for Rennes last season, didn't he?
Yeah,
crazy. But yeah, Saeed, we're wrapping up the show because it's coming to a close. So just give out your socials quick before you
man,
bounce.
Respect to all you man that joined in to get me. Respect to you man, Pie Radio. Respect to the man, them JV Show. All you man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, check me out on YouTube, United Central, and then obviously on Twitter at realist_27, man.
All right,
here,
yo,
man.
salute for coming on as always.
Yes,
You
always.
yeah,
I'm coming there soon, man.
yeah, man, definitely. You have an open. You, Nuruddin, and Aaron's been here often enough. You man have like an open invitation. Just shout us in it. But yeah, man, I'll shout you back shortly. Yeah, respect, man. Bless
man. Respect,
in a bit.
Bless.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, Aaron, give out your socials quick before we go.
Yes, Mr Aaron Utd, literally everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, PS4 if you want to add me, play me on FIFA, whatever you want to do, just let's go.
Calm. And yes, salute to everyone who listens to the show. Make sure you download the Pi Radio app. Go to pieradio.co.uk to check out our previous shows and other shows also. We will be back next Monday, 7 p.m. till 8 p.m.